Okay, so this story begins probably about 10 years ago in one of our apartments. When we were living in that apartment, the light on the fan in the dining room used to always pulsate. And, I just chalked it up to maybe it was just wiring or whatever because I wasn't really into this kind of thing back then. And so it wasn't really in my scope. So it used to do things like that. We had other events happening in that apartment where things would just randomly fall. Nothing touched it. I don't have children. I don't have dogs. I have a cat. A cat's not going to make these really large things fall. Um, there was like bangs on the sliding door behind my husband one night, and we were on the second floor in an enclosed screened porch, so it's not like somebody could get in there and knock on the glass door behind my husband. So we used to have all kinds of random events happen. But like I said, you're not into it, so you really don't bother to actually really think about it. And you kind of just leave it at that. We were late to the party and we had just gotten Netflix and we had just started streaming the first season of Walking Dead. And at that time, the second season was already coming out on cable. So we had just got through streaming the first season and then we started watching the second season. Anyway, so we're there with lights out in the living room, laying on the couches, watching The Walking Dead. And my husband said something to the effect about ghosts or something. And I said, there's no such thing as ghost. And right as I went to lay my head back down on the couch, something whispered in my ear and said hello. And I was like, oh, fuck. What the fuck was that? And I tried to play it off like, I'm not scared. You're not scaring me. Whatever this is, like, I'm not scared. Like, this is my poker face. So I just went on about the night like that. And that was that. So some years later, when we had bought our first house and we were already living in it, I don't know how long at that point, I had recounted back to that. We were swimming in our pool and I was telling him the story and I was like, and it was like, hello in my ear. And I know what I heard. Like, I just knew what I heard. So that was that. And then later that night, we went to bed. I promised you. Him and I both, oh my God, I still get chills thinking about it. Him and I both woke up in the middle of the night. I don't remember what time it was. It was probably around 3 o'clock because that's when these things always happen. And him and I both woke up to something saying hello outside of our bedroom window, which was right like where the headboard of the bed would be. I mean, like right outside our heads, basically where they were laying. And it was the scariest fucking thing to be woke up that way. I heard it and I just tried to I was still groggy and sleepy and just kind of disregarded it. But of course my husband's like, Lisa, wake up. Do you hear that? Somebody's outside the window saying hello, or whatever. And I really honestly don't think it was a person. Nobody was knocking. I think it was because I was talking about the event. So even as I say that, and when I tell you I've been haunted for the past 3 years, I still actually am tearing up to that because it was such a scary moment in the middle of the night that night. And just to follow up, the female's voice was like, hello, like a whisper in my ear, in my left ear. And the male voice in the middle of the night in the house was more like a anxious, like he needed help or something, like hello, hello, like that type of thing. But I don't think it was really a person, because wouldn't they be knocking and stuff? And what is the odds of that actually happening anyways, after I had just gotten through talking about it?